Alrighty friends, 13 weather meteorologist Sean Ash here with an update on what we've been highlighting for over 5 days now, weather impact alert day. So far things progressing on schedule here. We talked about yesterday what happens in the morning will dictate what and where happens later in the day. And that round one has been going on for a few hours. Not everyone. It's been scattered, but they've been heavy. Round two between the hours of 3 and 8. It's going to be focused a little more south of I-70. We're not going to completely take Indianapolis out of that just yet. It is going to be a very close call, but the odds of you having a severe thunderstorm watch and/or a warning are going to be higher if you live south of I-70 versus the farther north you go here. All storms on radar today putting down very heavy Florida-like rain rates. And that second batch that we'll get to in a moment will have a much higher probability of producing streaks of severe wind gust here. So keep in mind, this is at 11 o'clock here this morning as we look at radar. Things will evolve here later today. So here's the first batch that we've talked about. Okay, much more scattered in nature. This is the front that's helping trigger these. And as we look downstream, that will be the main player for later afternoon, early evening, as we do have that severe thunderstorm watch. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, a destructive thunderstorm warning. That's for 80+ mile/hour wind. And the possibility of some embedded rotation. There's been some tornado warnings with this complex. That is going to be moving east and slightly northeast as we move through the rest of today. Now, so again, hit and miss downpours. Most of what's happening now over central Indiana has been non-severe. We say non-severe, still impactful. Downpours of rain and rumbles of thunder, and they have plenty of juice to work with in the atmosphere. We told you yesterday, today was going to be exponentially more humid, and voila, we have the proof to show you with dew points that are well into the 60s. This is the air you can wear, and that's the juice that's going to fuel these thunderstorms. Now, as we look upstream, you can notice over parts of Illinois, those dew points are dropping behind that front. So this front is a slow mover, and it is going to eventually squeeze these storms ever so slightly to the east and southeast, but there's still a lot of muggy air for them to play with here. Okay, so let's get into the complex, because that, again, that will be the main feature for severe potential for the rest of today. You can see the severe thunderstorm watch that was issued. It goes into Illinois. We fully believe this is going to be expanded east and northeast. Likely will include Bloomington and Columbus. Whether or not Indianapolis is involved, again, that's to be determined. But you can almost see this movement here with it. So in advance of that, we've got that broad area of severe weather risk. And then overnight, early in the morning, we had the upgrade. And I would suspect as the day goes on, probably going to see this level 3 risk for higher wind gust potential. I suspect that's going to get expanded to the south and southwest. Just based on what the radar looks like now and the timing and what's ahead of this complex here. So as we play through future track 13 and start to help you kind of plan out for this second wave, these are not going to be exact. This is a computer model, but the idea is that that thing is going to be impacting areas along and especially south of I-70, where that level 3 risk is. The farther north you go, the greater likelihood is that you're not going to be impacted by this. So as you get into Lebanon and Muncie and Marion and Lafayette, you may not have to worry about this thing at all. It's just going to be a real close call how far north it will go, and if there's going to be any additional pop-ups. Again, remember with the amount of moisture we're working with. But the focal point for the greatest storm coverage, you can kind of see it here, is right in that zone, okay? That's by 6 p.m. And then as we get into the 7 and 8 o'clock hour, this thing should pick up speed. So by 8 p.m., the threat for severe weather is going to be over here. And it will likely be over sooner again, the farther north and northwest you travel here. So Lafayette and Monticello, the odds of you having any severe weather the rest of today are looking, at least to me right now, looking rather low, but very likely. Bloomington, Seymour, Bedford, North Vernon, Brookville, maybe as far north as Franklin, much higher chance to get into some warnings and severe risk here. Okay, so we want you to be aware of that. You should be weather aware. We've talked about the weather radio outage that's currently going on for Central Indiana No Weather radios. You will still get warnings on your phone. You should have our free app on your phone. I've been getting mine all morning for lightning and storms approaching. So though that is working, please have that on your phone. If you are going to the Pacers-Bucks Game 5, remember it's a 6 p.m. tip-off today. There will be some, even if we don't get severe weather, we're going to have some rain. So you're probably going to have rain going in to the field house. And the game should be wrapping up by 9 p.m. So heading out, right now it looks like that complex of rain is going to be gone. So I think you're going to head home dry, and you're going to have a northwest wind. So this is for the metro area for today. We've got that batch of rain that's moving through right now. And then the odds of rain really start to ramp down as this thing starts to move toward the east and southeast. So weather impact alert day will continue. We will keep you updated here on WTHR Plus live radar, and as we need to, we will come live on the stream. So we've got the round one we're talking now. There's that round two that we mentioned. And your main threats today are going to be heavy rain and that damaging wind. Secondary threats would be potentially some large hail if any lone cells can develop. And then, as we've noted, what's going on across Missouri, there's embedded rotation within the line that may prompt a couple of tornado warnings. We're not going to completely rule that out based on where this thing tracks. So follow the forecast. We'll keep you updated. Make sure you have a free app on your phone, and we'll get you through this here. We still got some more rain and rumbles of thunder before we get to the weekend. We'll have that coming up in a little bit. Thank you for choosing us here for your local weather information here on WTHR Plus.